All right, here we are at our 1999 Sea Ray 210 Signature Edition Bow Rider for sale. We're here very close to the beautiful fresh waters in North Lake, Tennessee. Obviously, we are off the water today. This is a one-owner boat. This has been under the same ownership for 25 years. It's spent 18 of those last 25 years here on Norris Lake. It's always been on freshwater. Before Norris, it was on Lake Cumberland. And it is sitting on this Eagle tandem axle trailer with brakes. That is included in the purchase. We've got a bimini top. Also got a mooring cover. It's a full mooring cover laying right there at the front of the trailer. Additionally, there is a cockpit cover and a bow cover. The cockpit and bow covers are snap covers. Mooring cover is going to be a below the rub rail cover. Now, I should also call your attention, we do need new tires on this trailer. Those are I think 3 of those tires are from 2006. I'm sorry, 3 of those I think were from 2005 and 1 from 2006. So those are older tires. They are showing their age. And on this axle, we are missing the basically the dust cover for that little bearing buddy right there. That's that little centerpiece right there. Kind of keeps that grease in place. Of course, it's always good when you see grease inside of there, but without that little cover on there, I'm just gonna sling some grease out whenever you get on the interstate with this one. This one has just been used here locally. Basically, it's traveled from the storage unit we're currently at to the boat ramp, which is not more than maybe 200 yards away from where it is right now. So the trailer's not seeing a whole lot of use, and it's been getting them by just fine. So now, as usual, we'll have the the current asking price, as well as the full list, details, specifications, all that good stuff over at our website, which is at yournewboat.com. We don't mention those on our video walkthroughs because they will sometimes change between when we list a boat and when it is sold. But we do not hide those prices over our website. In fact, down in the video description of this video tour you're watching on YouTube right now, in the video description, there will be a direct link to the listing page of this one over our website. When you do make it there, that's where you're going to see all the information, the current asking price, as well as ways to contact us. We do not monitor YouTube comment page, so if you do have any serious questions about this one, please reach out to us through the website. You'll be able to reach out to us by phone, by text, or by email, whatever is most convenient. Whatever is most convenient for you. This is powered by a Mercruiser 5.0 liter small block V8 inboard-outboard stern drive engine with its Alpha 1 outdrive. Got a stainless steel prop on it. And this outdrive was serviced in 2019. They replaced the gimbal bearing and the bellows or boots. These are kind of called interchangeably bellows or boots. I just want to point out here, you see how there's some flex on that shift boot right there? And then we've got some nice flex on this one right here. I believe that's the exhaust boot. That's a good sign. If you're looking to buy something and nobody knows when that outdrive was last serviced, first thing you do is, especially with this drive tilted up, you're going to have more room in here. You can kind of give these bellows a little squeeze. If those are hard and feel brittle or stiff, that's when you know it's probably due to have those replaced. And of course, anytime you're replacing those bellows, you also want to replace the gimbal bearing. And any good qualified technician or mechanic, they're also going to check that U-joint when they have that drive off. So we do have a 3-step swim boarding ladder here on the back that's going to fold up underneath this little cover right here when you're not using it. And we do have a ski tow hook right here on the transom. We got a small little integrated swim platform here. And additionally, we've got a drive control switch right here. So if you are doing service work back here, you can utilize this switch right here, and you can actually lower this drive up and down and save you from actually having to maybe uncover the boat and crawl all the way up to that helm to be able to do that. Also, while we're talking about the trailer, I should point out this, I believe it was this driver side tail light. That one is not working. We did have functionality on your other running lights. I believe one of the side marker lights, I don't remember if it was this one here or the one on the other side, was also not working. I don't really see a difference right here, but one of those 2 side marker lights was also not working. So we just try to represent these as accurately as possible. All right, we're going to climb on in here for walkthrough tour of this one and its features. Got a nice large engine cover right here. It's going to double as a sun lounge. Additionally, the two bench seats that are just forward of that can also raise up and make this sun lounge even larger. Now, I won't be doing that in the video tour, but there will be photographs of those two rear bench seats in that raised position, so you can see that over the website. And again, down in that video description, there will be a direct link to take you right to this one. If you're watching this video tour on a device where you're not able to see that video description, our website's easy to navigate. All you got to do is open up any web browser, whether on your mobile phone or on computer or laptop, type in www.yournewboat.com, click enter. When you see that orange lettering, that's how you know you're to the right place. Top left-hand corner, you're going to look for a button that says Find Your New Boat. When you click that, it's going to load all of our inventory and order a price. And all you got to do is scroll down until you get to this 1999 Sea Ray 210 signature. Of course, you'll see that asking price right there. You'll be able to click into that listing for more details in a photo slideshow tour. So here at your in our cockpit here, we do have flip-up bolster, driver and passenger seats. That means this little piece right here is going to go up and down. Both these are also going to swivel, and then you get a full load of people in the boat, or even some people in the bow there. It's nice being able to flip that bolster seat up. It's going to give you a much better view over top of your dash, and again, if you do have people up in that bow area, also give you a better view over them as well. Got a nice little bit of wood grain with some gold Sea Ray lettering here on a tilt steering wheel. And here at our dash, we're going to have a battery voltmeter, fuel gauge, speedometer. We've got a digital low rant step finder right here, trim gauge, tachometer with the integrated engine hour meter. That's going to be your engine water temperature, and that's going to be your engine oil pressure. We've got 972.9 engine hours showing on that hour meter right there. We're going to round that up. We're going to call it 973 engine hours. Got an updated digital, I don't know, I guess that's not a digital display, but an updated little switch control display right here, as well as a Clarion stereo remote right here for your driver. We have function tested this. We've got a Clarion AM, FM, CD stereo. And again, that's that driver remote right here. We got a functional horn, functional nav lights. This is going to be a switch right here. It's going to turn on this depth finder for you here. Now, of course, we're out of the water, so not going to get accurate reading right there. We can turn that display on and off right here. Got a functional blower, as well as a functional bilge pump. Driver tip here for you. Make sure you always run that blower for a solid about 4 minutes before you restart the engine, and do not fudge on that whatsoever after refueling. I like to tell people whenever you get done taking on gas, you don't want that blower running while you're filling. As soon as you're done filling, turn that blower switch on, let that run for a good 4 minutes, and while you're waiting for it, you can go inside, pay for your gas, get any ice that you need, or ice cream for the kiddos or what have you, go to the bathroom, whatever else you need to do. And that way, by the time you get back to the boat, that blower has ran plenty of time and it's ready to restart. When you're anchored out in a cove floating around and you know everybody's climbing in, you're going to head somewhere else. In our family, we taught the youngest person in the family where the blower switch was, and everybody knew where that was. And first one in the boat would be the first one that hits the blower switch. That way, by the last person's in and everybody gets settled, that blower's ran for long enough. Now, of course, if there was ever an emergency and you needed to run that blower quicker or could not wait that 4 minutes, all you gotta do is lift your engine hatch, maybe lean over, give a little smell, make sure you don't smell any fuel fumes, and then you can just leave that up while you restart it, and then you can close that hatch whenever you get underway. Now, across from our driver's seat here, in front of this flip-up bolster passenger seat, we do have two cup holders. We've got a small little integrated self-draining ice chest and a glove box right here, and this is where that Clarion AM, FM, CD stereo is going to be housed right inside that glove box there. Heading up to the bow area, we do have a bow walkthrough, and this is going to be a great little wind block for those cooler mornings or evenings, early season, late season, or sometime just out in the day. You kind of get maybe caught in a storm. Things get a little bit chillier for you. You can close that right there, and that's going to have all that wind blocked off. Inside of there, we've got a nice little concealed waste bin with the kind of dedicated storage. It's got nice little storage where it's going to keep that from bouncing around a little bit. We've got a throwable device in there that's going to be required as well. And then that's just going to close right back there. Walkthrough's free to use. Open up this windshield. Always be careful kind of laying that down on the other side. And then here's our bow seating area. We've got some nice grab rails up there on either side, and little storage cubbies underneath there as well, along with 2 cup holders. And then additionally, as we go forward, this is going to be an anchor storage locker right here. And we got a nice little anchor in there integrated. See, it's kind of got a little area where that's going to kind of ride in that position right there. We've got another little anchor rest right in here, depending on what kind of anchor you've got in there. Sometimes they can lay across here, sometimes they can lay right in there. That one looks like a good suitable fit for that particular anchor. You got some chain on that road as well. Turn this hatch, get that to catch. We did, like I said, we did function our navigation lights. It's going to be your running lights up there off the bow. Anchor light's going to have a pole. It's going to go in the back corner. We function tested both of those. Everything passed function testing just fine. All right, so we go back into the cockpit here. I'm going to pause for just one moment here, show you our nice little in-floor storage locker. It's going to be a great ski locker. This goes up pretty far as well. We've got a couple orange light jackets down there, and this is where your navigation, your anchor light is for those nav lights. That's on a little gas shock, so that's going to stay up whenever you need access to it. That Clarion AM/FM CD stereo that we showed you a minute ago does have 4 cockpit speakers, 4 Clarion speakers. There's 1, 2 right there, and here's number 3 and 4 over there. We've got about 7 cup holders on board. You got one right there accessible from the port corner of that rear bench seat. Another one over there on the starboard side. Driver's going to have one right there. That's going to be number 3. You got 4, 5, 6, and 7 up there in the bow. All the flooring in this one all feels nice and solid. This appears to have been kept in the dry anytime it was not being used. And it does show for a 25-year-old one-owner boat. I'm going to say this is in great condition for its age. Now, I do want to point out here over on your driver's seat, right below this bolster, we got 2 small little cracks in our vinyl right in there. Those 2 areas right there. We've searched everywhere else, and all the other upholstery looks to be in good shape on this one. Yeah, we searched the bow seating right here. There may be a few stains here and there. No rips or tears. That's like a little piece of dirt stuck on there. Maybe a few little scuffs right here, but otherwise everything's in really good shape. Again, right there, maybe some little scuffs or something on there, or dirt that's not coming off, but it's not a rip or a tear. And it's really in good shape. A little fading in your Sea Ray stitching right there. Not quite as bad over there in the driver's seat. A little mark right over here. This could have been some sunscreen or something that's got on there. Maybe a little bit of stain in there as well. But again, for the most part, all that upholstery is in great shape. So this rear bench seat here, we've got a little slot right there. When you lift these seats up, we've got some storage underneath. And then you see we got a pole right here and another mount right there. So we've got 2 little bars right there. Those are going to go in those mounts. This part of the seat's going to go on the top side of that mount. And then we've got this little slot cut out right here. It's going to be going into this slot right here. And so that's actually what's going to have these 2 bench seats on the same level as that engine hatch. Going to give you nice storage compartment area. This looks like it's maybe dirty in there. That might be the case. This is just a skier down flag right there, just laying in there. This little storage tray is going to slide around. Do have a battery switch on board. It's actually going to be, oh, I forgot where that was. I think underneath this rear seat maybe. Yeah, there it is, right in there. And then our engine hatch. So let me raise that just a moment ago. Go ahead and raise it again for you. We'll take a good look here at the engine compartment. Speaking of that upholstery, maybe a little bit of wear right here on some of this piping. Yeah, I got a small little tear right in there. So that's about it. That's a newer battery. That's a June of 2024 battery there. That's our Snap-on cockpit cover just laying down there. And then here's this Mercruiser 5.0 liter small block V8 electronic fuel injected inboard outboard stern drive engine. I believe we got a 47-gallon fuel tank on board. And again, that Alpha 1 outdrive on the other side of this. This could be your drive trim motor right down there. Again, this is just more storage compartment here. Notice we've got basically two little canvas covers right here on either side of your engine. This is basically just to keep your storage items sectioned off so it's not sliding into the engine while you're running. And then also it's simply is removing these snaps right here to give you access to the side of this manifold here to be able to pull that little blue drain plug out when the time comes in the winter, or service your spark plugs and anything like that. You're going to have that ability on both sides of this. Okay, let's close our engine hatch right there. Now, one other wear item before I climb out of here. Our Bimini frame needs a repair right here. See this this pole right here, that should be straight, and it is not, and that's the same on both sides. This is repairable. We'll actually be reaching out to a canvas guy, see if we can't get a quote on that. I believe they make some repair pieces right there. If not, that entire Bimini arm can also be replaced. But again, that is repairable. But just want to call your attention to that. That Bimini top's probably not going to be functional until that repair gets made. They've attempted to kind of to do like a make-do repair on there, and it's just not quite holding up. So just want to call your attention to that. All right, so now let's crawl on back over to the swim platform. Give you one more look here in our cockpit here, and then bear with us here. We're going to climb off, get a little bit more up close and personal with the exterior of this one, show you any other wear and tear we notice. So here on the back area, we've got next to both of these tow hooks, right? Well, not tow hooks. This is sling hooks. This is basically lifting hooks that the dealers are going to use lifted on and off the trailer, and also it's going to be where your trailer tie-down straps are going to go to. Well, we've got a little bit of wear. I'm guessing that's from the trailer tie-down straps right there. We've got one on each of those. We'll show you that other side when we get to it. We're going to basically go up and down the sides of the boat, show you anything underneath the boat as well. So most of our wear and tear on the exterior, we've got a few of these little chips in the gel coat. Otherwise, most of the wear is going to be in our decaling on the sides here. Here's what we mean right here. See the decaling up there? You got a few little cracks going up the rub rail. A little bit of dirt right there to rub off. Got a few little wear marks right here at your center point, your hull. Typically this is from loading onto your trailer, maybe having the trailer too deep whenever you load it. That's going to be some wear areas. Sometimes maybe pulling into a dock, there's no padding there, you go a little bit too far, it's going to give some of those marks right there. So do have a little handful of those kind of into that gel coat a little bit. A little mark right over here. That one actually just probably a transfer from this roller right here. I do not feel the scratch on that, so that's going to come off with a good detailing. And again, on this other side, which we'll touch on more, some wear in that vinyl decal. Let me go ahead and show you down the edge of this hull line. Got a nice deep V on this one, and then there's going to be a few little wear items right in there. See, does the camera, will the camera focus on? I'm going to move it around, try to give you a few different angles of this one. See if that camera is going to catch it there. This might help. See, a few little just gel coat scratches right in there on that center line. And then otherwise, kind of throughout below the water line, we've just got some chips in our gel coat. As you move around it, see these areas right in here, there's a little scratch right there above that bunk. That was probably Could have been a stick or something on that bunk. Whenever this was pulled on the trailer, you get another little scratch right in there in the gel coat. Those are actually pretty typical. I kind of see those a lot. We've mentioned this in several other videos. If you haven't seen one of those, whenever you do go to load this boat, you want to get those bunks all the way in the water, just to get them wet. Then pull forward. Typically, now it depends a little bit on the angle of your ramp, but typically you want maybe just the top part of that fender just barely hanging out of the water. And when you drive on that way, it's going to help the boat get nice and centered on the bunks. They're going to be wet, so they're going to be sliding, and also getting them all the way wet is going to remove any debris that may have settled on those bunks during the time you had the boat off the trailer. And that's going to allow you to kind of ease up onto that trailer towards your tow hook. At some point, you might need to back it in the water just a little bit more, and then again, just ease up with that throttle till you get up to that tow hook right there where you can secure the bow there. So again, that's another one of those chips right there. I have a few of those underneath the hull area. It's kind of hard to tell what caused some of that. Could have been like a piece of gravel that slung up off the road when it was on the trailer. It could have just, caught some small stick or something over the water, and it just kind of made just those scratches in the gel coat there. Really did not see anything major. The worst part of it is right over here. And this is an area, you can see we've got just a few little fiberglass fibers showing right in there. So that's one right there that I would put maybe some 3M 4200 on there. They make that in a fast cure. Cures in about 48 hours, and it's rated to be below the water line. And that's going to prevent anything from working its way into that fiberglass, should this one be left in the water for an extended period of time. On and off the trailer is going to be just fine. But again, in that spot particularly, that's where I would recommend just giving a little bit of 3M 4200. It's a semi-permanent, basic marine adhesive. It's going to cure and be watertight. And like I said, that can be above or below the water line. So otherwise, we showed you kind of that decaling wear. It's just a little bit of dirt right there. We showed you that decal above the rub rail. This is the one below the rub rail. Again, we've got a few marks over here below the rub rail where it's hit something. We've got one other good little mark. Show you when we get there. So again, that's some wear in that vinyl decal. And yeah, here's this other mark here. Now we've got a series of these, and this is what's known as dock rash. Got that one right there. You've got this one's going to make little zigzags in here, and then another one right here. So, and those are just catching a fingernail. So those are kind of light scratches into that gel coat. Those are not going to go away without doing a gel coat repair. Also, my recommendation, anybody buying this one, if you're fairly new to boating, don't run out and get this repaired right away. Give it about a year at minimum. Make sure you get the hang of it and you don't end up putting another mark like that somewhere in the boat. Otherwise, you're going to feel sick to the stomach. After you've had it a year, you still love the boat. It's a good fit for you and the family. You like the price point, and you do want to hang on to it a while. Maybe you do want to clean it up, make it look as nice as you can. Okay, then maybe you can go in there and restripe your vinyl decaling and touch these areas up. But definitely don't rush out and do that right away. Again, following that vinyl decaling there, that's where the majority of your wear is in the whole line, except for those other exceptions that we showed you. Again, right here, you've got that pretty good scratch in the gel coat. This one appears mostly to be in the decal. I'd say the same for that one. And then there is this one mark here. That one does need some marine adhesive. Now let's head over there to the starboard side. Okay, so some of the same right here with your decaling. Let's go ahead and do this in a few different passes. Go up above the rub rail. A little bit of dirt up here, but right there, that's a little mark in the gel coat. Again, those are just kind of those little light gel coat scratches. There's that decaling right there, and that vinyl. A few little marks here and there, nothing big or major. A bit right there as well. Small little crack up here. It's hard to tell what that is. That's very just barely catches my fingernail rubbing over that. That might be something you can do some compounding on and maybe get the majority of that to disappear. All right, now below the rub rail, let's show you this decal in here. Again, similar marks in our decal in on this side. Again, right in here, a few little light scratches in that gel coat right in that area. There's another small one right there. Okay, now back to our trailer area here. We touched on this a little bit a minute ago when we got up close. Yeah, that's gonna rub right off of there. And following the line, going down here. Reposition a little bit. This that area I kind of showed you on the other side. And again, similar, just very light chips in the gel coat here and there. Like here's one little, very small little mark right there. Is not deep. And a little bit more similar things down here. You see these kind of very light chips here and there. Here's another small little line near this bunk. And again, a few others going along here. That one looked like it kind of rubbed away. You know what? Some of those that look like a mark there, I think they were just a little water spot on there. They seem to disappear. There's another one, kind of like what we're talking about. Just a slight little chip in there. Did not notice anything major on this side. This one down here at that water line, nice and clean edge. And then over here at our other lifting ring right here, again, we've got a little bit of wear right there that's been caused by that trailer strap. Typically, most of those trailer straps are going to have a rubber coated hook and a non-rubber coated hook. Make sure you're using the rubber coated hooks up here on the boat edge. And then also make sure no metal or any part of that strap is going to be against the boat. If it is, you want to get something, whether it's an old towel or a rag or even a piece of carpeting or something to try to put there just to protect it. Otherwise, everything looks real good back here. Transom looks good. Again, that's kind of another one of those just real slight little scratches in that gel coat there. Very minor little chip right there. And again, we touched on that outdrive earlier. You know, while we're here and I'm thinking of it, there's going to be a notch in the front of these outdrives on any of these older boats where you do not have some form of a GPS speedometer. This is actually the speed intake. Water's going to flow into here, and that's how you're going to get a speed up at your dash, or your speedometer. It does not take much at all to kind of get in there and clog that up. Actually, little dental root canal tools are actually great for kind of clearing debris out of there. But the thing is with clearing that out, really depends on the lake you're at, or even just the water maybe near where you boat at. These can easily get reclogged. Sometimes they're going to get clogged back up same day that you get it cleaned out. Other times it might last for a little while. So it really just depends on the water that you're boating in. So, all right. So that's going to wrap it up for this one. Again, this is the 1999 Sea Ray 210 Signature Bow Rider for sale. This is a one-owner boat. We're here right off the beautiful freshwaters of North Lake, Tennessee. And again, full list of specifications, features, options, current asking price, and all that good stuff is all at our website, www.yournewboat.com. Or again, if you just click on that video description, that's going to give you a direct link down to this one. Do have a 2-inch ball hookup, and we've got a 4-flat trailer wire connection right there. And give you one last look down here on our starboard side. So again, check us out on the website. Reach out to us through the website with any questions. You'll be able to reach out to us by phone, by text, or by email, whatever's the most convenient for you. If you do get our voicemail, we do like to remind you, make sure you leave us a message. We are very frequently in areas without cell phone reception like we are right now. So if you call us and you get our voicemail and you want to return phone call, please take the time, leave us a detailed message. Let us know which listing you're looking at, what questions you have. And as soon as we either return to civilization or finish up with the client and we can return that call, have all those questions answered, or all those answers to your questions ready for you. If you send us an email through the website, if you do not get an email reply back within 1 business day, check your spam folder. If there's nothing in spam folder, then you might try reaching out to us by phone or by text just to confirm we got the message. We have had a few people here recently try to email us and they got lost in cyberspace. We could not find them in a spam folder or anything. So that does happen sometimes, but anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this one. Again, thank you for joining us. This is the 1999 one-owner freshwater Sea Ray 210 signature bow rider for sale here near the beautiful freshwaters of North Lake, Tennessee. I thank you again for joining us. 2 things going to be coming up over top of your screen right now. One corner is going to be a shortcut to our current listings playlist there at YouTube. If you want to see what else we have, but you do not want to leave YouTube, look for that current listings playlist. And the other one's going to be a shortcut to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, that's a great way to get notified anytime a new listing comes to market. And I thank you again for joining us.